Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name's Raymond and I'm going to take a look at Gorus Maximus by Conor McGoey of Inside Up Games. This is a trick-taking card game set in the Roman gladiatorial ages, and it's a game for 1 to 8 players, which plays in about 20 to 45 minutes. So let's open up the box, see what's inside. I'll set up a game, then explain the rules, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's have a look at what's inside Gorus Maximus, with great artwork by Moria, which I've seen before on Catacombs. And on the back of the box you will see some of the cards and some of the gameplay explained in 3 languages. So let's open up the box. There's even a learn to play in 2 minutes code here, so that's very handy. Let's see what's inside. Alright, there we go. We got the manual in 3 languages. So let's just put these away. And the rules are explained in here. And it's quite short. There's a little bit of a setup. And it's basically a trick-taking game, so not a whole lot of rules are required. Then we have, of course, the cards that you need to play, so just a nice deck of cards. We get this nice tug box, which also has cards, and it's Gorus Maximus to go. So let's open that up real quick too. So what's inside is the rest of the cards. So you could select the number of cards you wanted to play, and I think up to a 5-player game would easily fit into this deck box that you can bring with you. Cards to go. There is a clip that goes onto the card. There is a card in here that shows you the preferred school, the trump card. That's this card over here. And you can clip that on. There's a little gel pack there. And we get these nice chips that have 1 or 2 on them. Let me just quickly open one of these. So there we go. They're nice, thick plastic chips with a 1 and a 2 on them. And that's it. Let's set up a game. To set up Gorus Maximus, you first need to sort all your cards into their different schools. There are 5 different colors indicating the 5 different schools of gladiators. And according to a handy reference in the rulebook, you take a number of schools according to the number of players. So like the table says, for a 1, 2, or 3 player game, you take 3 different schools, 3 different colors, and you only use the cards that do not have a number in the bottom right corner like these. So that's 0 and then 4 through 12. For a 4-player game, you take 4 different colors. For a 5-player game, you take all the colors but only these cards. And for a 6-player game, then for all 5 schools, you also add these cards. For a 7-player game, you add these 2. And for an 8-player game, you simply add all the cards, so you have all the numbers 0 through 15. After you've done that, you shuffle all those cards together, you deal each player 10 cards, and you're ready to begin. So the goal of the game is to win by earning 3 crowd support, indicated by these chips. Every time you win a bout, you get one of these chips. If you win a second time, you simply flip that chip over. And when you earn a 3rd crowd favor, you will have won the game. Every round you're trying to gain as much crowd favor, indicated by these yellow circles on the cards, and you're trying to avoid the negative points. The 0 always has a 0 or a 5 crowd favor value, which means that at the end of the round, if that color is the preferred school, it will be worth 5 points, otherwise it will be worth nothing. Each of the 5 schools has a different symbol. It's also indicated on this reference card. And you can keep track of which card is the preferred school by adding a clip to that color. So Gorus Maximus is a trick-taking game. So that means there are going to be preferred schools, preferred colors, or trump. And the very first card played determines trump in the first round. This is also the initiating school. On subsequent rounds, the preferred color may change, but the first card played will then simply be the initiating school, and players always have to follow the initiating color. So for example, if this card was the first card played, and the second player also has blue cards, they'll play a blue card, hopefully a higher card, because the highest card of the initiating school wins, and this one is worth 2 points. There is one exception though. If you have a card of a different school with the same value, you can challenge the previous card. When that happens, then the trump color changes to that preferred school, but players still have to follow the initial school. But at the end of the round, this player will have won the round, unless another player either plays a higher red card in this instance or challenges again. So let's say the fourth player does not have any nines, but he does have some blue cards left. So if they have a negative blue card, they could play it right now and give some negative points to this player. If they didn't have any bad cards, but still have any blue cards left, they have to play them, potentially giving away points. So at the end of this bout, each player will have played one card from their hand of 10, and this player wins this bout and takes all of these cards and keeps them in front of themselves. That player now has to play a card. The preferred school has changed to red, but they can play any color they like. So let's say that the winning player now plays a yellow card. The second player does not have any yellow cards, so he's just gonna get rid of a low card. Or they could have played a red card, which is currently trump, if they had any. But in this example they don't, and it's the third player's turn. Now the third player wants to challenge, and they could potentially play this card, but that would not be a good idea, because that would change the trump to yellow, and this player still has the highest yellow card, so that would mean that that player would win the bout. So instead, he's going to challenge the previous card with a red 4. Normally trump would change, but it's already at 4, so it stays there. The fourth player fortunately has a higher trump card of the preferred school, so that player wins the bout. Now on the third round, for example, the winning player plays this card, hoping to have a high card and score some points. But the second player also has a card of the initiating color, and that one is higher, so that one is currently in the lead. Now the third player decides he wants those points and plays a trump card. And again, if at the end of the round, when all cards have been played, red is still trump, then this card is worth 5 points. Now the fourth player thinks, hey, I could use that card, I'm going to challenge them and play this card, which is a smart move. Now trump moves to the blue school, and he wins this bout, gaining him 2 of these cards, which means that if either this or this school at the end of the entire round is trump, he'll certainly have 5 points there. Play continues until all players have played all 10 of their cards from their hand, at which point players tally up their points. So let's say at the end of the round all cards have been played and one player scored these cards. Then he will have gained 1, 2, 3, plus this card is still trump, is 8 points, minus 4 is 4 points total. If the other players scored less than that, then that player gains 1 crowd favorite token. All the cards get collected and shuffled and dealt out again until all players have 10 cards, and play continues until one of the player has gained their 3rd token. The game also comes with a handy small-sized tuck box and cards with crowd favor points printed on them, so you can bring all the cards with you in a smaller box. The game also has rules for a single-player setup, a team variant, a 2-player setup, and at the back of the rulebook is a summary. So that is how you play Gorus Maximus. Let's go to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Gorus Maximus by Inside Up Games. Let me start with the presentation. I love the artwork by Kwanchai Moria. It is a very funny comic book style art, but it's also very gory with the bloody gladiators and the animals in the arena fighting the gladiators and body parts everywhere. It's really over the top gory, and some people might not enjoy that much, but I think it's funny and it's fitting to the theme because gladiator battles were in fact quite bloody, and it really carries over in this game a lot, really well. I love that. I also like the fact, well, they're all cards. The cards are of a decent quality. They're good. They seem to be. They seem to have a linen finish. What I also think is very funny is if you put all the cards next to each other in ascending order, then you can see the background is actually one big panorama. So you can actually imagine it being, because the number 15 matches number 0 again. So it's actually a round arena, if you will. So that's pretty cool as well. I love the fact that it has these sweet, cool looking point tokens. So you can, you know, pass those around. A nice sound on the table. I love that. And it's in a very compact box, but on top of that you also get this small, you know, traveling box, so you can put just the cards inside and take these point cards instead of the chips and just take those along with you. You got Gorus Maximus to go. The gameplay itself, well, it's a trick-taking game, so it's really nothing too special, but it is a fun game. I do like the mechanics. Like any trick-taking game, you have to make sure to play the right cards. You have to try to remember which cards have been played, what other people might have on their hands. And I like the fact that you can challenge a matching number so that you can then have, you know, you can change the trump color. So that changes up the game a bit as well. That's a nice mechanic. And all in all, I really enjoy it. It plays quick, it's not too hard to explain. You catch on relatively quickly after playing it several times. And well, there's just a lot going on, and I just really enjoy trick-taking games like that. And usually I don't play a lot of those games, but this one I rather enjoyed. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm giving it a thumbs up. As far as trick-taking games go, I think this one is pretty unique, actually. So that's my opinion on Gorus Maximus by Conor McGoey, Inside Up Games. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time on Board Game Heaven.